Hello everybody, Jeff here, and I realized it's been a long time since I made a vinyl related video, but do I have a score for you now, today. And I actually got these about 3 months ago. I bought them from a friend of mine, paid $160 for the whole lot. I think there's about at least 200 albums here, and it's taken me that long to go through all these, and I have had to wipe off all the covers and go through and check them all out, and I haven't had a lot of time to mess with them, but with the holidays and all, but I finally got finished going through them. So without further ado, let's get started. We've got, and some of these range from near mint. Well, I don't think there's anything that's actually near mint, but at least a VG++, all the way down to totally trashed. So there's a few that might not be kept, but and none of the covers are in the best shape. But I also have some sealed stuff too. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we have Leon Russell and Mark Beno, Asylum Choir. Leon Russell, I believe this is just a self-titled album. Yeah. Leon Russell and the Shelter People. Leon Russell, Stop All That Jazz. Leon Russell, Carney. Leon and Mary Russell, Wedding Album. Leon Russell, Americana. Leon Russell, Life and Love. And we have King Crimson and Quarter of the Crimson King. And this is King Crimson, The Way of Poseidon. And these, I've already got these in the plastic sleeve because I've already cleaned up and played these, so they're ready to be put away. And I played the Leon. I got these just before Leon Russell passed away, and I've always wanted to add him to my collection. Okay, this is King Crimson, Lizard. King Crimson, the name of this one is Islands, and I think I'm going to clean these up and play after I finish this. Now we've got a ton of Jimi Hendrix here. This is Jimi Hendrix. I got to look at the spline on some of these. Jimi Hendrix, The Cry of Love. This is Otis Redding and the Jimi Hendrix Experience performances at the Monterey Pop Festival. Jimi Hendrix, Hendrix in the West. Jimi Hendrix and Curtis Knight, Get That Feeling. This is the earlier stuff on Capitol. Jimi Hendrix, and then this is Springboard. I believe this is well, I was thinking that was an import, but it's not. Jimi Hendrix, Rainbow Bridge soundtrack. The Essential, Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix. This is Super Pack. I guess this is a best of album. Well, especially priced 2-record collector's set highlighting the early works of Hendrix. It's on Springboard Records. I think that's what that. Okay, I might go back to that. Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced? Jimi Hendrix Experience, Axis, Bold as Love. Excuse me. Jimi Hendrix, Roots of Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. And we have another copy of Electric Ladyland. This second one is in better shape, I believe. One of them's in much better shape than the other, at least. Jimi Hendrix Experience, more titles from the original soundtrack of the feature-length motion picture Experience. This is Volume 2. Jimi Hendrix in concert. And here we have Jethro Tull, Living in the Past. Jethro Tull, this was Jethro Tull, Aqualung. Jethro Tull, Benefit. Jethro Tull, Stand Up. Okay, then we got the Rolling Stones, Got Live If You Want It. Whoops. Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks. Excuse me. This is the Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's their Satanic Majesty's Request. And I have another copy of that. This is sealed. This is a sealed copy. It's a newer pressing, probably from the 80s. Then we have the Doors, first album. We have the Doors, Morrison Hotel. No, this is Strange Days, excuse me. This one is not in very good shape at all. The Doors, Absolutely Live. The Doors, The Soft Parade. And the Doors, LA Woman. Pink Floyd, Metal. Pink Floyd, Relics. Pink Floyd, Animals. Pink Floyd, this is Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Grand Funk Railroad, On Time. Grand Funk, this is their self-titled. Grand Funk, Survival. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. The Mothers of Invention at Fillmore East, June 1971. Frank Zappa, Zapped. Now this album isn't Frank Zappa. It's a collection of artists that was on his label, including Alice Cooper, Captain Beefheart, Tim Buckley. So there is a one-track Frank Zappa, Willie the Pimp. A few other artists that were on his label. Okay, Mott the Hoople. And I have some, let me get these other, so I got these in order. We also have Mott the Hoople, All the Young Dudes. Mott the Hoople, Rock and Roll Queen. Neil Young, Harvest. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. David Bowie, David Live. Jeff Beck, Beckola. Fleetwood Mac. This is Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac, Future Games. And we also have another copy of Future Games. And a lot of these albums I already have, including this one, I believe. Fleetwood Mac in Chicago. Fleetwood Mac, Bare Trees. Michael Jackson, Thriller. Roxy Music, self-titled. Roxy Music, Viva. Make sure I'm still recording here. Roxy Music, Siren. Roxy Music. This one is Stranded. Roxy Music, For Your Pleasure. Roxy Music, Country Life. We have George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. The Concert for Bangladesh. George Harrison, Best of George Harrison. George Harrison, this one is it's just a self-titled. We got Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Name of this one. Yeah, it's just self-titled, I believe. The History of Eric Clapton. Cream, Live Cream. Live Cream, Volume 2. Roberta Flack, First Take. Deep Purple, Fireball. Deep Purple, The Book of Talzin. Talzin, I don't know how to pronounce that. That first Led Zeppelin album. And these aren't in very good shape, unfortunately. Another copy of the first album. It was Led Zeppelin 4. Another copy of Led Zeppelin 4. Led Zeppelin 2. Yes, Relayer. The Guess Who, Share the Land. Carole King, Her Greatest Hits, and that's a demo, promo. Katie Lang, Shadowland. Wings, Good Night Tonight. This is a 12-inch single. Paul McCartney and Wings, Red Rose Speedway. Wings, the name of this one is Wildlife. This is McCartney. Janis Joplin, I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues. Janis Joplin in concert. I'm really looking forward to listening to this one. John Lennon, Imagine. John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Double Fantasy, and this album is sealed. John Lennon, Walls and Bridges. Julian Lennon, The Lot. Faces, Not As Good As a Wink. The Bee Gees, Greatest Hits. Stevie Nicks, Belladonna. Stevie Nicks, Rock a Little. The London Howlin' Wolf Sessions featuring Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts. Electric Light Orchestra, El Dorado. The Charlie Daniels Band, Volunteer Jam 3 and 4. It's got Wet Willie, Sea Level, Willie Nelson, Grinder Switch, and a few other, Marshall Tucker. And this is a promo. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And this is their just self-titled. And moving to this other box. Move the camera. Here we got Procol Harum, A Salty Dog. Procol Harum, Procol's Ninth. Leon Redbone, Champagne Charlie. Jefferson Airplane, bark. Jefferson Airplane, the worst of Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Airplane, this is only in the sleeve here. Which one is this? This is Long John Silver. It's only in the inner sleeve. Don't have the cover for it. Jefferson Airplane, bless its pointed little head. Rod Stewart, Gasoline Alley. Melanie, Candles in the Rain. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Quicksilver Messenger Service, Just for Love. The Band, Last Waltz. Retrospective, The Best of Buffalo Springfield. This album is sealed. The Moody Blues, Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. This album is sealed. Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtles. This album is sealed. And I have my original copy of this when I bought it when it first came out. ZZ Top, Eliminator, sealed. And we got Heart Magazine Picture Disc. This is sealed. Now for the Beatles stuff. Unfortunately, some of these aren't in very good shape at all. We got With the Beatles, an Odeon. Some of these are imports. The Beatles Greatest. Where is this imported from? I believe this is from Germany. I think the other one is too. The Beatles, Rubber Soul. This is also a German import. The Beatles, Abbey Road. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine. Meet the Beatles. The Beatles, Please Please Me. And this is also a German import. The Beatles, Something New. The Beatles, Magical Mystery Tour. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band. And I don't think this one was in very good shape either. The Beatles, Love Songs. Beatles, The White Album. And the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band, picture disc, and it's sealed. So, that was a find there. So that's all of them. It's going to take me years to go through all these and listen to them. I can tell you that right now. I still got stuff from 5 years ago I haven't cleaned up and listened to yet. So, excuse me. So, I can take a drink of water here. So that's going to do it for the finds. You all have a good day. And he's got some more that he wants to let me have, but I'm not going to take them for free. I'll pay for them, but I just don't have the extra money right now. So, for the room, I'm running out of room to put all this stuff. So, well, you all have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.